Society, longtime supporter of Walk MS and fundraiser, Dolores Bopp Potterton. Please make some noise.
Good morning, Naperville! And welcome to Walk MS 2024 at beautiful Grand Pavilion, Naper Riverwalk. We're so happy to see so many here today. Thank you for coming and being a part, and the sun has just come out for us to begin our walk. But there are a few things that we want to say to you before we do begin this walk. Together, we come together to deliver hope and support to show every person living with MS, whatever your journey looks like, this community is here for you. The National MS Society is here for you, and you are not alone. If you're a parent who is concerned about caring for your young children with a diagnosis of MS that you have, you are not alone. If you were recently diagnosed and you're wondering if your MS might take a turn for the worse, you are not alone. And if you have watched someone that you love get diagnosed with MS and are grateful every day that there are life-changing therapies available to them, you are not alone. My journey with MS has been one of determination and purpose. I remember the uncertainty and fear that came along with my diagnosis in 1997, when some of my symptoms started: loss of sight, fire pain in my legs and in my arms, fatigue, numbness. I was frightened. I thought my world had just turned upside down. Like many of you here, my MS was invisible to most. Despite the challenges, I have always believed that my condition was given to me for a reason. It propelled me to look beyond myself and dedicate my time to helping others who live with MS and their families. I strive to make a difference, whether through raising awareness, attending community events, or supporting the research for a cure. The National MS Society has been the cornerstone of my journey. The annual walks are the highlight of my year and gets me through the year. The path has shown me the importance of love and support and a community that stands together in a face of adversity. I live and breathe trying to make a difference in the MS community. I'd like to take a moment to honor the memory of two members of the Walk MS Naperville community that we recently lost. Carol Schubert battled MS for over 40 years. She woke up every day and dealt with this horrible disease, but it never took away her positive outlook on life. Her love for her family, cooking. She really got good at telling everybody else about how to cook, or her Chardonnay taste buds. While Carol's MS could not be slowed down or stopped, her family and friends affectionately named Carol's crew, who are here with us today, continue to fight for others with MS. Jim Hannon fought the good fight against MS for 25 years. Before MS, Jim was a true athlete, an all-state wrestler, and the first ever all-state football player at Naperville North. He went on to play at Indiana on a full scholarship. His brother, Dan Hannon, wishes that his sons Declan and Brendan could have known that version of their dad. Jim's MS was relentless, but his family never left his side. They came together to provide the very best care for him, and today they walk in honor of him and carry on their fight to end MS. Thank you, Hannon family. Today we come together to demonstrate to those with MS that we are their circle and that they are the center of everything that we do. But before we go any further, I want to tell you a little bit about the impact that your fundraising has on nearly 1 million people in the United States who live with MS. Because of you, the National MS Society has funded the research behind every major breakthrough in MS science, every single one. Because of you, we can deliver free guidance and support for the patients and families so that nobody faces MS alone. And because of fundraisers like you, we will bring healthier, fuller lives to everyone living with MS. We will fund research and fuel hope. And one day, we will cure MS. Woo! The National MS Society works hard to support those with MS, but they're just one part of the equation. The other part is you. The friends, the families, colleagues, doctors, all those committed to remembering those that we've lost and surrounding all with love, every support, every step of the way. Here at Walk MS, our circles of support are strong. Like all circles, they get stronger when pressure is applied. Our circles protect the person at the center. They keep our fear and isolation out and let love and light in. And they are what unite the MS community into one unstoppable force for hope. Now I'd like to introduce you to Cheryl Kelly from our own Naperville community. In 1986, Cheryl was navigating life as a new mother, and she started experiencing unusual symptoms, tingling in her hands, stumbling, and slurring her speech. Concerned, she underwent an MRI scan. The diagnosis was clear but shocking: multiple sclerosis. Cheryl was only 28 years old, and her daughter was just 5 months. She and her husband, Jim, grappled with the reality of the disease, the unknown that it would bring into their life, and the fears of what Cheryl might no longer be able to do. Despite the steady decline in her abilities, Cheryl adopted a philosophy that would define her journey. Focus on what you can do and not on what you cannot. With the support of her family and friends, Cheryl and Jim strive to maintain normalcy and activity, especially for their daughter. Their story of resilience caught the attention of their community, and Cheryl became deeply involved with the National MS Society in 1999. And by 2000, they were leading a team, rallying support for research and awareness. As Cheryl became involved, she discovered that there was a much larger circle of support just waiting to help her. Cheryl's extended family has gone above and beyond to provide emotional support and care throughout the years. Jeanette is Cheryl's mother-in-law. Alongside her are Cheryl's brother-in-law, Tom, her brother, Anthony, her cousin, Joe, and his wife, Jerry. As a group, they support Cheryl in any way that they can. They frequently have Cheryl and Jim over for dinner and always the first people to invite them out for a good night. During COVID, they would drop off home-cooked meals when they no longer could gather. The family is never too busy to give a call to bring some laughter and joy to Cheryl. Jeanette, Tom, Anthony, Joe, Jerry, they represent the yellow outermost circle of support. It's made up of the supporters who may not be directly impacted by MS every day, but are here and ready to walk for a cure. It includes doctors, other healthcare professionals who provide care to the MS community, and corporate teams who want to make a difference. If you're part of that important group, please raise your yellow circles. Hold them up high. Keep them up for a moment. Thank you. And now you can lower those circles. Let's talk about Cheryl's first circle of support, her husband and her daughter who love her deeply. Jim, her husband, is her pillar, supporting Cheryl through every high and low. For over 25 years, Jim has been the pivotal part of Team Nokia Naperville, working hard to lead the team to raise over $100,000, and this year the highest amount that they've ever raised in support to find a cure. Their daughter, Kristen, embodies limitless love and adaptability. She grew up understanding the strength found in family and community. With the unwavering support of her husband and daughter, Cheryl continues to actively contribute to the community, seeking a cure and a better understanding of the disease. Cheryl has learned an awful lot about herself over the course of this journey. One lesson she learned is that nobody can go through MS alone. And thanks to the MS Society and all of you and our circles of support, nobody has to. Jim and Kristen represent the green circle, made up of family and friends and those who know and love someone living with MS. Others who walk to remember the loved ones that they have lost, whose memory is a treasure. If you are a friend, family member, or caregiver, please raise your green circle. Woo! Thank you for holding them up. And finally, we got Cheryl, who represents the nearly 1 million people in the United States who live with MS. All of those people live with perseverance and courage and dignity because of these circles of support. If you are living with MS like Cheryl and I, please raise your orange circles if you can, so that we can celebrate us. Now, no matter what color your circle is, I want you to raise it up and hold it up so we can show our strength, our unity as one passionate, loving, powerful community who will end MS. As you walk today, please think about your circle of support and who is in the center of that circle, even if that is you. And remember, every step creates hope and a brighter future and a closer movement towards the cure. Thank you for taking this journey with us. I think that Cheryl and her circles of support are ready to go. How about all of you? If you could give me a moment to take my Stomping Out MS boots off and get my sneakers on for Walk MS. Are you ready to end MS? Are you ready to walk for a world free of MS? So let's do it. The 2024 Walk MS starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.